Thanksgiving was supposed to be perfect, a warm gathering full of laughter, food, and family traditions, the house smelling of roasted turkey, cinnamon, and sweet pumpkin pies. But the moment I stepped into the dining room, I sensed something was off, a tension in the air thicker than the gravy on the table, and my sister-in-law Vanessa's sharp eyes followed me like a predator waiting to pounce, her smirk telling me she knew secrets I didn't. Though at the time, I had no idea just how explosive those secrets would be, and as the guests laughed and sipped wine, Olivia, my wife, floated around nervously, her smile too tight, her eyes darting like she was hiding a storm beneath her calm exterior, and I forced myself to ignore the sinking feeling in my chest, focusing instead on the turkey and the wine, pretending everything was normal while every instinct screamed at me that this Thanksgiving would end in flames. And then Vanessa stood up suddenly, glass in hand, her voice slicing through the chatter like a blade. "Everyone, I think it's time you all knew the truth about Olivia." And the room froze, forks mid-air, children's eyes wide, adults whispering, my heart hammering so loudly I was sure the whole room could hear it, and I turned to Olivia, her face drained of color, lips trembling, eyes frantically searching for escape. But Vanessa didn't hesitate, scrolling through her phone and projecting messages, photos, videos, proof of Olivia's affair. A betrayal so meticulous and deliberate that I felt as though the floor had disappeared beneath me. Every word, every kiss captured, every lie exposed, and the laughter that had filled the room moments ago was replaced with stunned silence, gasps, and whispers. And I realized in that instant that my entire life, my trust, my marriage, had been a lie, and fury ignited in my chest, hot, consuming, sharpening my mind with a single purpose. Revenge, cold, precise, and unforgettable. And as everyone turned to me, expecting despair or tears, I smiled, a slow, dangerous smile that made the room shiver, because I knew something they didn't, that Vanessa had just made a fatal mistake by underestimating me, by thinking she could control the narrative, and while their attention was on Olivia, I quietly excused myself, retreating upstairs to my study, my mind a hurricane of plans, strategies, and meticulous revenge, digging through files, messages, bank statements, emails, every secret, every manipulation, tracing her every lie and every betrayal, until I had constructed a perfect web of exposure that would leave both Olivia and Vanessa's family shattered. And then I returned, calm as a storm, holding the final piece of my plan, and as I cleared my throat, all eyes turned to me, anticipation and fear mirrored on their faces, and I began. "Since everyone knows your little secret, Olivia, perhaps it's only fair that the world sees everything else." And with that, I pressed play on the projector I had secretly installed, and one by one, photos, videos, recordings, texts, emails, all of Olivia's schemes, her manipulations, her financial lies, and betrayals, flashed on the wall for everyone to see, and Vanessa's smug confidence melted into horror as her own little secrets, her lies and deceptions, were revealed simultaneously, and the room erupted into chaos, screams, gasps, accusations flying like daggers, friends and family recoiling in shock as their illusions of trust and harmony were obliterated in minutes, and I watched Olivia crumble, her pleas ignored, her carefully constructed facade destroyed, realizing that the humiliation she had planned for me had backfired in spectacular fashion. And as I calmly narrated the truth behind each image, each recording, I could see the fear in Vanessa's eyes, the shame in Olivia's, the silence of the guests, and the power shifted irrevocably into my hands. Because revenge is not about anger. It is about control, timing, precision, and making people feel the weight of betrayal as deeply as it deserves. And by the time the night ended, their family was fractured, trust obliterated, relationships permanently altered. The room that had once smelled of warmth and Thanksgiving now stank of betrayal, humiliation, and cold, sharp justice, and I walked away from the chaos, satisfied, not because I enjoyed destruction, but because the world had finally seen the cost of lies. And the storm I had unleashed was a warning that no one, no sister-in-law, no wife, no betrayer, would ever underestimate me again, because that night, Thanksgiving was no longer a celebration. It was a reckoning, a haunting memory that would linger in every eye that witnessed it, every heart that learned too late that some betrayals are too deep, some revenge too perfect, and some truths too devastating to survive unscathed. And as I finally closed the door behind me, leaving them to the ruins of their own making, I knew this story would never be forgotten, that it would echo in whispers and shocked glances for years to come, a chilling testament to the day I took back control, shattered illusions, and turned what was meant to humiliate me into a spectacle of my own, unstoppable, unrelenting, and unforgettable vengeance.